My name is Endevar, and this is Almost 10 to the Sky. And as you can see between episodes, I've been a little bit busy and I've been doing a bit of building. Now, it's due to the fact that it's all stone brick, but because we have the exchanger, we can build this out of anything we want and then replace the materials with something else later on. So I've basically just been trying to get the shape that I like, and I think this is looking pretty cool. We're going to have this level down here with all like the machine rooms off to the side, like we've got the industrial foregoing one over here, and then it can do something else up at this level. This would probably be like the outside wall. Now, I did say I was going to do the exterior of this building between episodes and put a roof on this, but I got a bit carried away with the interior. So speaking of that, we've got the spruce floor out here, which is nice and simple. We'll probably replace it with something a bit less vanilla later on, but as I say, I'm just trying to do it basic for now. We can replace things later on. And then in the base room of this tower, where I've got my main AE2 system, this is looking a lot better. So this staircase is not going to stay here. I thought it was a good idea, but it just sticks out way too far into this room, so I think I want to get rid of that and have a staircase over here somewhere. But I do like this balcony going all the way around the edge, and we have this vibrant glass over here where we're going to have the corridor that goes to the upper level of the outside bit. I say outside bit, it's outside at the minute, but it will be covered over. Under here, we're going to have the big multi-block structures that do the auto crafting and the crafting storage, so that's why we've got these like that. But then down here, I've done a little bit of work as well. I've reduced the number of ME drives that I've got, because I think I went up 8 high at first, and it's just ridiculous. So I've reduced it to 6, just so I can do a bit of a border around that, and I think that is going to be more than enough. And I've done a little bit of work changing this around as well. What I've decided to do is have the higher priority stuff on this side rather than going up. So I've got the left is high priority, and at the moment that is just the infinity cells. Next is the partition disk, so we have the fluid there, which we're going to be adding to today, the normal partition stuff, and then we have our mega bulk storage cells at the bottom. Next is like the general storage, but I think I'm going to move this to the end and have this as like the lowest priority, because in this column here I'll probably end up having more partition stuff, and I want to reduce the number of cells that we have that are basically open for anything to go in it, so we can have a lot more partition stuff, so we're a lot more organized and we know what we've got. Speaking of which, the mob farm was getting a bit out of hand with the storage, so I've actually turned the mob farm off for the minute. I got in there and flick those levers, which is always a scary thing with all those blazes, so I should probably come up with a remote way of doing that. But anyway, I've been through here and I've replaced all of the storage. So we have these fancy new cells in here, and these are the 1M mega item storage cells, and I've partitioned all of these, and all the ones that had loads on I've put onto here. So we've got 2.1 million of the blaze rods, and I've put that on a 4M mega item storage cell, and I did craft another one of these, but there's nothing else really that I need that for. Maybe the string, but I can just craft this into tons of wool if I need to. You'll also notice this one as well. We have a smaller cell. This is the 64k one, and this holds 520,000 items. And I decided to put the spider eye on here, because this is the thing I had the most of. I had about 2.5 million spider eye, and it's just unnecessary. I'm never going to need that many. So what I've done with this is if we put this into our cell workbench, see how I've done this, partition that to spider eye, but also put this card in. It's called an overflow destruction card, and very obvious what that does. Once this fills up, it'll just void anything else that comes in of the same item. So I'll stick that in there, and I've done that. I've put the void upgrade on most of these. The ones that I haven't, I obviously don't want to get rid of that stuff, so that will overflow into this disk, which is my only non-partition disk on here now. I'll put this one up here, and this is all partitioned as well. I've tried to be really organised with this. Got some bigger ones up there, and then we've got some smaller ones here for the stuff that we don't get as much of. So I'm feeling a lot better about that, but it is a bit of a mess this, and I would like to move this into my main storage at some point. At the minute, I can't be bothered to redo all of this filtering out that we've got for the apotheosis stuff. So it's alright for now, it's doing the job, and I can actually turn the mob farm back on now. But one of the first things I want to get done today is to craft the, this thing, the mob crusher. So we're going to use this to get fluid XP, and that's going to go into our system, and we're going to use that for some of the stuff in industrial foregoing. So I suppose we could get that done pretty much straight away, couldn't we? We're not going to need the item collector anymore. We're not going to use the mob masher, but everything probably still could come into here and then get sorted out into the storage. But before we get on that, let's have a look over here at the starter house. So I've got this tunnel built in here now. I don't have to fly through over open air, and these things I've been cranking out. I did remove the uranium and the uraninite because I was just getting way too much of them. If we have a look at that stuff, I've got 492,000 uraninite and 300,000 uranium. I may need more of this later on, but we've got loads of the raw uraninite as well, and we've got a ton of uranium from sieving as well, so we'll get to that later on. But the reason I took them out as well is because I wanted to up the Stasis production, because I've been trying to craft some of the 256M storage, and yeah, I've got 4 of them now, so we can definitely craft some more infinity cells lists today. But we've got 7 of the Stasis quartz now, and then something else that I did that I completely forgot was a thing is I've enchanted the netherite meshes over here. So I've done the dust, the sand, I've got efficiency on there as well. I don't think it really does anything efficiency when you're auto sieving, but when you're doing it manually it does help. But Fortune 5 is the main thing we wanted, and I've done that on the gravel as well. I haven't done anything over this side, and I don't remember if I showed this, but what I've done here is taken out all the pipes, and I now have this exported out with A2, and this is a really bad way of doing it. What I should have done, which I probably will change to, is put an interface here, and that's like an auto stock of all the things that I want to put in here, and then I could just use another pipe to take out of the interface, and then that would have only used 1 channel. But at the minute, I'm using 5 channels on this cable because I'm using export buses, so I can change that, definitely improve it. But the great thing about this is what I was doing originally is exporting cobblestone and then going through each of the 3 sets of flux hammers to get to the stages you want over here. But because we've got infinite gravel and sand now, I'm just exporting those 2 into here. The gravel goes straight into the sieve, sand straight into the sieve, and the sand also goes into the flux hammer to turn into dust. Over here we've also got blackstone exporting. I'm not doing endstone at the minute because I want to get the infinity cell of that first, so I'm just stocking up on that for the minute, and then we're also exporting cobble deep slate. But that's definitely doing alright for now. So if we have a look at the status, it's going a bit mad. Just look at how quickly this is going up. So we've got the sand sieving with Fortune 5, and we've also got 7 geos as well. So obviously I've been getting through this to craft those 256 cells, but it is still going up. I can probably get a couple more of those started soon. But I'm not going to do that just yet because I want to get on with some industrial foregoing, and that's going to mean some auto crafting as well. No, I don't think I did anything else. Oh yes I did. I set up the latex processing unit in here as well. I can now produce dry rubber on request, and that's just with 3/4 bucket of latex and half a bucket of water, and that'll give us 1 dry rubber. And that is sent to be auto smelted into plastic. And everything else, if we just have a look, this has just been going crazy. We've got 60,000 latex now, 17,000 pink slime, but we want to get some of the other stuff from industrial foregoing today. So the 3 liquids that we want is the essence, which we get from the mob crusher. We want ether gas, which we get from the wither, but then we also want soul lava, which we get that from a warden. So we need to trap a wither and a warden today and get those set up to extract these fluids from them. So we're not going to do that just yet, but I will put those machines in here because I'm going to do it inside compact machines so we don't have to worry about them being in here. First up, let's get on with this thing, the mob crusher. So I should have pretty much everything for it. Just might need to craft a couple of things. So let's get all that going. I did set up the patterns for these things, the advanced machine frames. Oh, we've got nether brick and gold gear. I'm sure I did the gold gear though. I definitely did the pattern for gold gear. Probably the wrong one. So I'll tell you what. Let's have a look at the mob crusher again. Right, let's get some of them. And for the advanced machine frame, I can do these. So let's get that going first. We'll do a couple of these because I'm going to need them later on as well. So let's get, should we get 10? This is alright. This is what I need the nether brick for. Right, so I'm going to have a look at these recipes. Alright, so let's grab those and put these in here. Right, so that's the industrial foregoing gold gear. But if we put the one that we actually have, put you in there, that should now let me do the simple machine frame. So let's try that. Right, nether brick. Yeah, okay. Oh, while we're at it, let's do a pattern for it. So stick that in there. Right, and I'll check the gears in these ones as well. So yeah, that, oh no, that one was alright. Right, you, and what's this one? Right, those 2 look alright to me as well. So let's stick those back in there. And if we get some of the advanced machine frames, let's try to do 10 of those again. Should be able to do all that. Yeah, that looks like that's working. Right, so we've already got one of there. Great. Right, so mob crusher, let's do this. Right, there we go. So let's get some of the add-ons as well. I want to get the tier 4 range add-on again as well, don't I? And as this is a standard thing, I should probably do a pattern for this as well. Oh no, I can't accept that. Right, actually, let's take that one out because I can't do that one yet anyway. I'll stick you in there. So I have that, and then I'm going to want each of the efficiency upgrades as well. I don't have a furnace. That's annoying. Need a pattern for that, do we? No, not blackstone. What are you doing? I don't suppose it matters because I've got infinite of both, but I like being traditional. Right, what was I doing? So you want of you and one of you. Right, so that's all the add-ons and that as well. I believe that should do it. So let's get back up to the mob farm, and what I'm going to do is turn off, actually kind of break all these fans because I don't want to be pushed. Right, so fans are off. So we'll break the mod masher out, and that. Oh, this might be a little bit tricky. Right, so I'll break that. I really hope this blocks light, but let's see what happens. In fact, I probably don't even need the barrel, though. I could just put the import bus on the bottom of this, and that'll work the same way. So let's do that. Yeah, that blocks the light. So now, stick a block there. Needs powering. So in here, we're going to put, where's those upgrades? And you. So let's just check the working area. And that is, oh no, that's not enough, is it? So I need to do the tier 5. So let's go grab that. You know what, I'm going to light this up as well, just in case. Right, so we'll get tier 5. I'll definitely need to get a few more slots available for this dissolution chamber. Right, so we'll maybe do that today as well, because that's an easy thing to do. So let's go that one going. Let's have that. Right, so you come out there, you in there, and that is now the exact area. That's perfect. And the great thing about this is, the second these touch the floor, they'll get killed. We don't need to push them over here, which is why I've disabled the fans. So I will rip those out and replace them with the glass, make it look a little bit neater. So now I can just leave that there. It's not doing any harm, is it? I'll leave the demagnetization coil as well, so I don't pick anything up. But I can get rid of the item collector and also this barrel as well. Oh, that's got 2 import buses on there, isn't it? So yeah, maybe this is a good time to get into the extended one. So let's go do a bit of the extended AE versions. So I am going to need to set up some more patterns for these. Extended import bus, and these are just basically a lot faster. So I just need to do a pattern for this. So we do these in the crystal assembler, and it's just basically acceleration cards, piston, annihilation core. So let's have that, and then we can put that into there for the crystal assembler. And I also want to do the extended pattern provider as well, so I can have a few more slots in these pattern providers. So this again is in the crystal assembler. So let's do that, and all of these things I can craft apart from the capacity card, so I'll do a pattern for that as well, and I can do those 2 things as well, so that's alright. So we'll put this one in a crafting slot and this one into the crystal assembler. Let's do the pattern provider. Oh, intro, right, okay. So let's have one of those. You go into a crafting slot, and now if I do the extended pattern provider, that should work. Right, so I've got that, and also the extended import bus. Let's get one of those. Now we've got the extended pattern provider, we can take all of these out of here, break that one, and then put the extended one down. That now has these many slots. So you can put capacity cards in the other ones, I believe, but I just think the extended ones just are better in general, and I think they're faster. So actually no, you can't put capacity cards in there. That's for the import bus, isn't it? So yeah, this is definitely the way to go. So now we can put all of these in here, including the ones that I couldn't fit before. So I'll stick those in, and all these add-ons back as well. So, and we have loads of space for all the other ones that we're going to need as well. So that's great. So the import bus, I had 2 on there before, the normal ones, but I'm hoping one of the extended ones should do the trick. So let's come up here. So we'll get rid of that one, and that as well. And if we put the extended import bus under there, now even though that's faster, we can still put acceleration cards in there. So I can only put 4 in, so that's alright. So that should do the trick. So if I turn the mob farm back on now, that should work. All the drops should come into here. I need to power the first die. So now that should do the trick. So let's turn it on and see what happens. I'm probably going to take a lot of damage doing this, but actually no, I've still got a torch there, haven't I? So I haven't changed these to ignore light. So in theory, no. There we go. But they are getting killed straight away. So that's good. Yeah, as soon as they drop into that spot, they're dying. So that is so much more efficient than what I had before. And we have stuff coming in. And that should just now be doing exactly what it was before. And the import bus appears to be keeping up pretty easily. But we also have the essence in there as well. As we have the import bus, what we could do is just put a fluid cell into here. And take that. I would like it to go into my main system, but I think it's just going to be easy to do in here, isn't it? So let's get... Do I have any cells kicking around I could use? No, so we don't need anything crazy, so let's just get a 64k. So I'll have one of you. No, I don't want that, do I? I want the fluid housing. That. And that. And then we're going to partition this to accept essence. Now, I probably should have done more than 64k, but we'll see how it goes. So you can go in there. And that is already taking that into that. So let's keep an eye on this, see how that goes. But yeah, I'm probably going to regret doing only 64k. It's not a problem. If it does fill up, it still works. It's just the fluid will just stay in there and basically void everything else that's coming in. That's job one. We've got the essence coming in, and even though it's not in my main storage down here, I can still see it from here because it's connected as a subnetwork. So 133 buckets already, and with this we can use this in the dissolution chamber as well to do the higher tier of the add-ons for the machines. But I'm sure it's going to come in handy for some other stuff as well, isn't it? Right, so now we've got that sorted. The next thing we should do really is set up these a compact machine, and then we can get on with doing the stasis chambers to get those mobs trapped. So let's do first compact machine. So we're going to need a few things, which I haven't crafted yet. So let's grab a load of that. And I think I'm only going to do one of these, but we just need to do a few little things, and it's all pretty basic to be honest. So we'll have an atom enlarging module and the atom shrinking module. So I don't have a lot of slime at the minute, which is a bit of a worry, but I did do something between episodes where I went down to the bottom of the world and I found a slime chunk, and I'm not setting up a vanilla slime farm using a slime chunk, but what I did do is use a mob swab on it, so I can eventually get that set up in my mob farm, or I could even do a hostile neural networks with it once I kill a few of them from a spawner. So we've got the wandering trader, and we've also got slime, so they'll definitely come in handy later on. But I do have a little bit of slime dye, so let's just invest one of them in this. I'll have that, and then we'll go in there. Right, so the other thing we need to do to get into there is create this thing called the personal shrinking device. So this again is pretty basic, but we'll just need another one of each of these, and then with that we can do this. So I think that is everything we need. So I've done the giant one because the smaller versions of these, that they're really just not worth doing. So it's not absolutely huge. There is a really crazy one, but I'm just going to stick this in here just because this is where all my industrial foregoing stuff is. So I don't know where's the best place to put this. Let's go there. We don't need to run anything to this really. So pull that in the floor, and then with our personal shrinking device, if we right click on this, it's going to transport us into this room. So this is the giant one. As you can see, it's not massive. There are other ones we can... Oh, I need to do my wireless properly, don't I? While we're here, let's just claim this chunk, and then we'll force load that as well. So now anything that's here will keep loaded, so those mobs aren't going to escape. Right, so if we just right click on that again, we can come back out of this, but I didn't really want to redo my wireless properly. So yeah, it is going to be a case of ender tanks transporting this back. So let's get a couple of things crafted, and then we can get those going in there. So the wither is going to be the easy one, because we can already craft the wither, because we have... How many wither skeleton skulls we've got now? 327,000. Yeah, that's mad. And then obviously we've got the soul sand. But to do the warden, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. But it is the same process once we've got the mobs. So firstly, let's do a stasis... Oh, we've not got soul sand. I could have sworn we had soul sand. I've got the 6x soul sand. So you know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to craft up the infinity cell for soul sand, because I don't want to be doing that manually now. Oh no, that's soul lava. This is why I didn't do... I remember now. This is why I didn't do infinity soul sand cell, because I need soul lava bucket, which is what I'm trying to do right now. So yeah, let's grab a bit of sand if we can go haunt this. And haunting is the right word, because I kept calling it ghosting for some reason in the last video, but anyway. So let's get back over to the create starter stuff. I'll stick that in there. So yeah, this is where I've got the endstone and the netherrack generating, and I probably could do this better as well to make it go a little bit faster, but I'm not in a rush for these really, and I'm not exporting them into the civic now. So soul sand, let's have that, and then that means we can craft the stasis chamber, and we do need 2 of these. One for the wither and one for the warden, so let's just get 2 of those. And they're also going to need 2 fluid laser bases as well. So diamond pickaxe, so you and you, and that's those. And then the last thing we need is the laser drill, and I like to have 12 of these on each one. You can do more, but that's just the setup I like doing. So for those we need simple machine frames, so let's just get 2 of those. Oh no, I said 12 didn't I? So we need another 22 of those. Do I have any of that tinted glass, the witherproof one? Yes, this wasn't it. I should do the trick just as a little backup. So now let's get the laser drill. How many can I do with these? 6. Right, so with that we now have 24 laser drills. So I'm going to need gates for power. I'm going to need the ender tanks as well that way. So we'll go there. Right, take a couple of those. And do I have any dye just to do this a little bit different? So we'll have green. Let's do green, and no, we need do light blue as well. I'm not used to having to be prepared at the minute, because normally I can just use my wireless, but I can't in that compact machine at the minute until I get it set up properly. But I think that should be somewhere near, so let's get into here. So the idea is with the stasis chamber, this will lock a mob and it won't be able to get out, and with the wither it doesn't even actually form. So I'll put that one there. Yeah, that should do it, shouldn't it? So basically the wither's going to stand on top of here, and this thing will keep it locked in place. And then I'm not sure if I need to put the upgrades in here. I probably should do that. But anyway, let's just put a bit of glass around it so it's nice and safe. I will put the gate on top of there. Power that and that. Yeah, so see, that's already got me. If we look at the working area as well, it'll make building this around it a little bit easier. Now this glass is purely optional. You shouldn't need to do it because the stasis chamber does everything. Right, so that's the basic frame around there. So we could actually get the wither in there now. Now that that's powered, then it would hold it. But what we also want to do is put the stuff on top. Right, so I've got both of those built up with tinted glass around the edge, and I've just tried to work out how I'm going to do this on top. Because I probably should have left some more room around the edge. The only difficulty really is placing these. So what we've got here, we're going to put a fluid laser base in the middle, and we'll do that on both of them. So I've gone one above where the edge of the working area of the stasis chamber is. And I am doing this from memory, so that might be wrong, but we'll see in a minute, won't we? And then we just need to have these things pointing towards the fluid laser base. So we're just going to go like this around the edge. This is my favourite way of doing it, but placing the ones that are close to the wall is going to be a real pain. Right, so that's all 12 of those around there. Let's just get this one set up and see if it works. So I'm just going to put universal cables on top of all these. And then should we power them separately? That seems smart, doesn't it? So let's go like that. Right, so those are all getting powered. This one is already powered. So that should really be it. That is the whole setup. We just need to transport the fluid out of here if it works. But we also need to put a lens in here as well. So let's just have a look at what we need for that. So it's the ether gas. We need a purple laser lens. And this is just, again, in a dissolution chamber, glass panes and purple dye. So let's go get that done. So let's have you and you. And I think I need a blue one for the wither as well. Yep, that's blue. Right, okay. Right, so let's have you and you in there. Oh, right, you need latex in there as well. Actually, that makes sense. Okay, let's get latex. And then if we do you and you, that'll give us the purple one. All right, very close to getting this up and running now. So let's put the purple one in there for the wither. And the blue one in here for the warden. So now, I think we just really need to build a wither, which I didn't bring the stuff for that with me today. So let's get some soul sand and skulls. Now, I'd normally be terrified at this point, but because I built it in here, it's not too big a deal. And as you saw, the setup is pretty easy. So let's see. Right, I'm going to need to break this a bit high, but as I said, the glass is optional. So hopefully this should work. And then if we put skulls on top of there, we should get a wither start building, but it should never actually form and explode. So at this point it should actually, but yeah, so we're already getting ether gas in there. But if we had some upgrades in here, this is going to work much quicker and we'll get a lot more ether gas. So as you can see, I've already got these tanks down here. I've already dyed these. So I'm going to use green for the ether gas, which makes no sense at all. And then I'm going to use light blue for the soul lava, which makes a little bit more sense. So let's just get these two. And if we put that directly on there, I think we can just push it up. So we'll apply that. So that's now empty, and we have 100 millibuckets of ether gas in there, so that's alright. Might as well just set this up as we go. So I just need to get the rest of this set up exactly the same as I've done there, but then we also need to get a warden into here, don't we? So that's the challenge a bit. Right, so I've got that other one set up the same, and I've also set up 2 import buses in my industrial foregoing room, and we've got those 2 ender tanks on there. So as you can see, the ether gas is coming in. I've almost got a bucket, which isn't great, so I need to get that upgraded, and then the other ender tank isn't do anything yet because we don't have the warden. So now we just need to go get a warden, don't we, which is always fun. So how are we going to do that? Well, we have been sieving and we've got a ton of the skull shriekers. Now these things on their own don't actually do anything because we can actually just stomp around near this, but it's not going to do anything. It will make the noise, but it won't actually spawn a warden even if we do that a few times, because in a normal world, you need to have one that's naturally spawned. So we can actually change this into one that behaves like that by using this thing called a skulk core. And it's really simple. We've been sieving for echo shards as well, and just an ender pearl. So let's get one of these crafted, and we're going to spawn a warden right inside our base, which is really smart here, isn't it? So let's get a creature catcher as well. Definitely going to need that. If we stick that on there, that's going to turn it into a shrieker that can actually spawn the warden. So we just need to make a bit of noise around this. See, when you don't want the warden to spawn, it does it straight away, doesn't it? But when you're trying to get it to do it, right, there we go. There it is. And that is a terrifying sight, and you need to make sure that it's fully formed and out of the ground. So now if we just right click on it, we'll get that inside the creature catcher. So that should be it now. If we just take that into here, with that setup that we've already got, this should do it. So I don't know if this is going to work properly. If it does it wrong, we can just pick it up again with this, can't we? So let's just stick that on there. And that's gone completely wrong, hasn't it? Go like that. And now if we put them in there, you're going to stop being annoying. Right, so he's taking a lot of damage. But the stasis chamber should heal him. And maybe we need to put some upgrades in there. Let's try that again. Is it because that glass block? That could be it, couldn't it? Let's try that again. Right, you stay in the middle. Right. He appears to be in the middle now. And that's does that do anything? That's not doing anything, is it? What is going on here? Oh, these not got power. That would explain it, wouldn't it? Let's give that a go. So stick that on there. Does that not do anything? Right. Don't know if this is supposed to be a thing or not, but what I've done there is put trapdoors at the bottom and stuck them in there again, and that is now producing soul lava. So how is he doing health wise? Because I don't want this thing to die. But I think if we upgrade the stasis chamber, put the processing add-on in there, it can actually heal them faster, which is what we want to do. We don't want his health to go down. So let's go get some add-ons and we can try that. Okay, so I've got all those add-ons crafted and I've added them into here, and it is a little bit of a balancing act. So we've maxed out all the ones for the Wither, and this is staying at full health. So I've got all the add-ons in here, and we've got them in all of the laser drills around the edge, and we've got 4 efficiency ones in the fluid laser base as well. And that ender tank is now almost full, so we can get that imported into the A2 system and start using it. The Wither, on the other hand, he does like to complain a lot, but as you can see, his health is going back up to 500, which is what we want, because I've got this maxed out, and all I've got in these is the processing. I did have efficiency in here as well, but his health was going right down. So there may be a better way of doing it, but for the moment, if I just go with processing upgrades in all of them and everything else maxed out, that seems to work. And we do have almost 5 buckets of soul lava, so we can hopefully work on improving this at some point, but I only need 1 or 2 buckets for now. 1 to do the soul sand, and then also to do the ancient stone as well. So I think now we can leave this alone, and this will keep working when I'm not here, because we do have it chunk loaded. So I can leave this alone and hopefully never have to come back and listen to both these two making noise again. So we've got those imported there, and that one is now full now. So we just need to set up the partition for the fluids, and that will now go into there. How are we doing for the essence as well? I haven't looked at that. That's alright, that's not bad. So let's take this fluid storage cell, and in here, if we just put ether gas in there as well, and then the soul lava. If we then put that back, I'll put that in there, we should now be getting that into there. I do need some acceleration cards on those import buses, so let's grab some of these. So you go in there, and you in there. So now if we look at soul lava, we should be able to grab a bucket of that. Should we grab a bucket in there as well? Feels like that should definitely be a quest, but anyway. So infinity soul sand cell. Oh, you need it for some of these as well. Didn't realise that. So ancient stone is definitely going to be one that I want to do. I was going to set up a... Oh no, I do need to set that up because I need to get 5 times. So I need to do a block generator with this first, and then I can get this going. But yeah, the one I want for the minute is a soul sand cell. So let's get some quartz glass. I'm always running out of this. Should keep this auto stocks really. So let's grab infinity soul sand cell. That's one off the list. So this is pretty much full now. Just one more can get in there. And then what other one's going to do? I think I can do moss now because I've crafted up a lot of those. So let's have the moss cell. And I would like to do these as well. Andesite, diorite, and granite. Because I'm going to need some different blocks of building. I've already got... Oh, tough is the other one I wanted to do. I've already been generating this. So let's get a bucket of water in there. And then we'll have the tough because we can use some of these bricks for building as well. So let's have those. This is going good. Now is this on the same priority? It is. So let's stick tough one in there. So I don't think I can do endstone and netherrack yet because I'm still waiting for those to generate a few more. Calcite would be nice, but I don't think I've got enough of this yet. Have I got? Oh, have I got enough for? I didn't realise I'd done that much. Okay, we can have the calcite as well because I like using this for building the walls. Oh, I'm out of... Right. So I've used all of those 256M now. Right, that's fair enough. So we can get another one of those going. And then while we're waiting, I want to get on something else. So let's put you in there. Get you going. And then if we just grab a bucket of salt lava, we'll have that. And that is still coming in. Nice. And what I want to do is set up a, where is it? Block generator. And if we put copper or Unobtainium below it, and we have packed ice. Oh, source block is consumed. I didn't realise that. So is it not if I do it this way? Blue ice. That seems like it's more expensive, doesn't it? Alright, let's get some copper then, get that oxidized. Is there a way I can... Right, so the chemical injection chamber from mechanism can weather copper by the looks of it. I've never done that before. Or can I craft this? Pretty doable, isn't it? So enrichment chamber. I would send that into a chemical injection chamber. So let's go put this with all the other mechanism machines so we don't start making a mess. You go there. I forgot like that. Oh, it's oxygen. Oh, it's a bit of a setup, this, isn't it? Oh, you know what? No. It's a nice idea, but let's just stick this down somewhere. Let's do it the vanilla way. That'll take a minute. Oh, you know what though? I was being really lazy there. This thing isn't actually that difficult. Getting oxygen is not really a problem because I was looking at the electrolytic separator, which again is not too difficult to do, but I forgot about this thing. So what we can do here is put flint into here and it will just turn that into oxygen and that can be used to create the copper. So I've just got some blocks of copper in there that turns it into the exposed one. Now it does get through a lot of flint, so I've just been keeping this stocked up and I've already got some oxidized copper in here. So we can leave that in there, take that one out, put those in there. And it is really slow because it's using it all for these first ones. Piping oxygen in properly would be better, but as I only need one block of this, I'm alright with that. So I've got some blue ice here, I've got the soul lava, and I've got the oxidized copper. So I just need a generator, do I? Or should I just repurpose one that I've got kicking around somewhere? I think I've got one down here. This is where I did the tough. I did have cobblestone here originally. Do I need this anymore? What is this? I'm producing lava from that. That's not necessary anymore, is it? We'll get rid of that. You go. Don't need you. We'll take lava, why not? And then this is tough, which I already have tough now, right? I've got the disc for that. So we'll take that out as well. And then we're going to put blue ice in there. Going to get rid of that. And that. And I would like a compacting drawer as well, so I can get a ton of this stuff. So let's get one of those. Oxidized copper down there. And if we put the soul lava next to it, like that, that'll do ancient stone. So if we put this empty compacting drawer on top of there, we should now, if we put that, no, that's not what I want, but that, I get that, yeah, put that in there, we now have ancient stone coming into here. So the main reason I wanted to do this is so I can craft, or duplicate I should say, the vibranium smithing templates. I believe I've got that linked to my system as well, so let's have a look for ancient stone in there. No, I do not. Oh no, because I just broke it, haven't I? Yeah. So let's go add. I'll put you on there. We have another 256M now, but I did already have one because I actually had it in my wireless. So we should have, I think, two of these now. Yeah, so we can craft, I think it was the calcite we wanted to do next, wasn't it? So yeah, that was the calcite. So I'll have that one. And then I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the other one just yet, but let's get the ancient stone going and maybe we can do that one. So I don't know if there are tons of uses for this that I need it for. But it is actually a pretty cool building block as well, so you never know. Getting a ton of it might be good. Right, so I've added that in. I can now see ancient stone in there, that's good. Now let's just see how this other one's getting on over here. Did I beat it? Yes, I did. That's only on the first stage. Yeah, definitely worth doing that. And while we're here, let's do the calcite cell in there. We have infinite calcite, nice. And how's the soul lava doing? 22 buckets, that's not bad. Ether gas, 182. That's gone well. What are they called? Smithing templates. Oh, do I not have any of the Unobtainium ones? Oh, that's that, isn't it? Yeah. So, I want to upgrade that into vibranium. And then once I've got this, I don't have to use the vibranium block every time. I can use ancient stone with Unobtainium to duplicate it into the next levels. So let's do that. So let's firstly grab 1 block of vibranium, and that means we can get our first one of those. Well, first one for this batch anyway. And then with that, we can now just double this up a few times. I've got tons of Unobtainium now, so we should be alright. Let's just get half a stack of those. And, well, that's it. We might as well upgrade everything else. So we've got a vibranium pickaxe, but we should really do the armor and the axe as well, shouldn't we? And I really need to get a shovel one of these days. Let's just do these for now. And I really should put a smithing table over there as well, shouldn't I? So let's take this off. I'll lose loads of hearts doing that. So let's go sword. I need vibranium as well, right? Do I have a lot? That's not bad. I'll get some more done as well. And we need to get this automated as well. So we need to get into bees to produce this. Let's go with the difficult way for now. So like that. Let's have a vibranium sword. Axe, and then we'll go armor, and I really need to do some reforging on this as well, get up to the high levels, and there we go. We now have a full set of vibranium armor. Nice. So that should make a bit of a difference. Now, how difficult is it to do the Unobtainium? Because I don't think I've got enough yet. Right, so we just need Unobtainium and the Unobtainium smithing template, and this is duplicated with endstone, so that's even easier, isn't it? But yeah, we definitely don't have enough Unobtainium at the minute. Although, do we? Do we? I need 1 block and then 1 ingot for each. Yeah, I've got enough, haven't I? Yeah, let's do that. Right. Let's craft this. And then I want to duplicate this way. And oh, it's the vibranium that I'm probably going to be low on. Right, so that's all the vibranium gone. But that's enough, isn't it? Oh, no, I think I'm 1 short there. Right, I'm definitely out of vibranium, so I need to do a bit more. But it does mean I can do my armor and, yeah, maybe my pickaxe as well. So let's go in here. And we'll go helmet, you and you. All that. That. And those. And then shoot, I've got 2 left, so I can do sword and pickaxe. Nice. So I think next time we'll definitely work on getting these leveled up a bit. Better enchantments, but definitely re-rolling these as well. Want to get these up to the mythic level, don't we? Yeah, that's better. Like it. But I think that's a good place to leave it, isn't it? Made some good progress today. Got the Wither and the Warden trapped and extracting the fluids from those. Got a couple of the infinity cells done, and we've even upgraded to Unobtainium armor. So I'm definitely happy about that. So if you have enjoyed this episode, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more. And I'll see you again next time. Thanks so much, everyone. Bye-bye.